What's up, vinyl community? This is Bama Guitar Dude crossing over from the YouTube pipe community to answer these top 20 questions. So let's get started. How many records do you own? I own about 250 records. What kind of record player do you have? Well, I actually have 3 record players. I started out with a VPI HW19 Junior, which I still have. And then I acquired a Clear Audio Concept, which I still have, and I'm about to get set up. My sister set up with it here in the next few weeks. And I recently acquired this guy right back here, which is a Rega P5. All of them are fantastic record players. I've really enjoyed listening to vinyl records on them all, but I'm currently running my Rega, which I just got this past weekend. How old were you when you started collecting records? I was a kid. I was born in '69, and when I got into the 70s as a little kid, my mom and dad had a record player in the living room, and my mom was a big Elvis fan, and my dad was a big country fan. So we would split the difference between listening to Elvis and something like Merle Haggard. So it was quite a diverse listening experiment for me and my brother. I'm the youngest. My older brother and sisters were both into vinyl records, so they kind of got into anything from the Eagles to Styx to, you know, bands like Kool and the Gang, Earth, Wind and Fire, stuff like that. So we were listening to all sorts of stuff. At the time, my parents had a Panasonic all-in-one receiver with a record player on top, automatic record player on top. And my dad had built the speakers that he had connected to that system. Okay, moving along. So I was very young. What is the oldest record that you own? Okay, I'm not really sure about this because I can't find the dates, but I believe that this is the oldest record that I own, and funny enough, I just bought it for $1 at an antique store over the weekend. But this album, Best of the 30s, contains the oldest music that that I listen to. It's got songs, greatest hits from the 30s, and Judy Garland's "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" is fantastic. It's really, really good. What is the first record that you ever got? The first record that I ever got, I do not have to show you, but it was the Blues Brothers. When that movie came out, they had several hits that came out of that movie, and I bought one of the Blues Brothers records. I can't even remember the title of it now, but it was one of their big hits from the movie, and it was on a 45. When I first started playing records, I bought 45 records because they were really cheap. So what's the first record you ever got with your own money? The Blues Brothers. Again, 45s were really cheap, and as a kid, I could afford them by selling, you know, old Coke bottles or whatever, and getting up a little bit of money and going down to the Roses department store and buying 45s. Okay, what is your favorite colored vinyl? I do not own any colored vinyl. Personally, I think it's a gimmick, and I do not own any colored vinyl. I think it's cool. People that have them and the videos on YouTube look really neat, but I don't own any colored vinyl. What is a discount album that you own? Well, I just showed it to you, actually. They practically gave me this album. Spent like $1 on it. I buy a lot of the old classical records, jazz records, things like that are dirt cheap in the cutout bins that nobody really ever pays attention to. And I figured for $1 it's worth the gamble. And some of them have turned out really good. Some of them are scratchy and noisy, but I I kind of am okay with that. Anyways, what is your prized possession? My prized possession is this album here, Dark Side of the Moon, on Mobile Fidelity Sound Labs, MFSL. I acquired this album probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and I love it. It's my prized possession album. Okay, record by a female artist. This lady, I really got into her music. I still really love her music, but Janet Jackson, Control, was, What Have You Done For Me Lately is just such an awesome song. So anyways, Janet Jackson, big Janet Jackson fan. Also love Madonna. Sorry, I'm an MTV generation guy. Record by your favorite band. Just recently got this. This is one of my favorite bands. This is Van Halen, Fair Warning. And yeah, Van Halen, man. I'm a big Van Halen fan. What is an impulse buy? An impulse buy, I just bought this record, and it's Prince, Parade, Under a Cherry Moon, all that stuff. He actually, I remember watching his movie that this music came from, and I am a huge Prince fan, and I was actually in the music store the other day to buy something completely different, and when I saw this, I bought it. So, oh well, sue me. Let's see here. A gift. I have been given, I've had the good fortune of being given several albums throughout the years, and in fact, I've had people give me entire collections that they don't even listen to anymore, and in return, I've recorded music to MP3s and given them CDs of their final music. But this is a gift, Seals and Croft, Summer Breeze, makes me feel fine. And one of my goals, this is not on the list, but one of my goals this year is to actually go and listen through all of my records one by one. And it's just one of the goals that I have this year. Okay, what is the most played record that I have? It's really hard to say. Steely Dan, Asia gets a lot of spin time on my table, but probably the most played record that I have is The Police, Synchronicity. And in fact, I played this 2 or 3 times this weekend when I had my daughters during visitation, and they just love this album, and it's, of course, I do too. Okay, a rarity. I don't know that I own anything really rare. I thought about this question, and I don't really own anything rare. I mean, kind of going back to my prized possession, I do have my mom's Elvis record collection, so that's probably some of the most rare stuff that I've got. I don't know if those records are still available or not, but yeah, I have my mom's Elvis record collection, which is really cool. Kind of a sentimental deal. Rainy day record. Rainy day record that I like to play to kind of pump me up and get my mind off the depressing rain is Earth, Wind & Fire Greatest Hits. It's the best of Volume 1. And this has songs on it like September and Shining Star and stuff like that. Yeah, Sing a Song is a really good song to lift your spirits. Okay, Feel Good album. Zenyatta Mandata. I just like the way this album sounds from start to finish. Canary in a Coal Mine. da do 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 da 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 da. What does that mean? You know, who knows? But it just, I don't know. That album makes me feel good every time I listen to it. Nostalgic record. Would say that a lot of my music like this, you know, the best of the 30s, this old show tune music that I have, records. I recently picked up a Doc Severinsen, who was the band leader for The Tonight Show when Johnny Carson was hosting The Tonight Show. Is very nostalgic. I was a trumpet player in middle school and high school, and so Doc Severinsen was kind of like my hero, so that's a bit nostalgic for me. Record store day purchase. Went to record store day a few years back, and I've got this 45 of Jimi Hendrix, Hey Joe, and really, really cool recording. I'm kind of... I don't know what I think about record store day. I think it's a little bit like colored vinyl. It's a little bit of a gimmick, but it's cool. They come out with some cool releases. The challenge is getting your hands on it. So as a consumer of albums, I just buy the old stuff. I try to buy the old stuff as much as I can. And finally, a recent purchase. This is an album that I just picked up, which is fantastic. It's Doyle Bramhall, Rich Man. It's a double album set, and man, if you really get into kind of bluesy, retro type sounds and stuff, man, this thing is fantastic. So there you go. Good to meet everybody here on the vinyl community. Those are my top 20 question answers, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Bye.